Was hast du denn gemacht?
How's your potato?
From the insanely stupid to the incredibly genius, stay tuned as we check out some hilarious kid logic that makes no sense to adults. Now, I'll be the first to admit that I don't know a whole lot, but if there's one thing I do know for sure, it's that trying to reason with a child never ends well. And if you need proof of that, then look no further than some kid's response to his mom asking to eat, quote, half of his chicken nuggets. I mean, on a technicality, you can't say that he didn't eat half of his chicken nuggets, just perhaps not in the way that, well, a sane human being would. But apparently this type of psychopathic logic isn't all that uncommon. Trigger warning, what you're about to behold is truly terrifying. Yep, this was the result of some other kid who was asked to eat half of their hot dog. Let's just say I'd be making an appointment with a psychiatrist if I were this kid's parent. All jokes aside, eating a hot dog like a psychopath is one thing, but when faced with a real moral dilemma, this next kid came up with quite possibly the most disturbing solution. Take a look for yourself.
Noah, you've got 3 people on one side of the track and 1 person on the other. What are you supposed to do? Yeah, you did.
Yeah, all I can say is sleep with one eye open, Papa. Speaking of all things psychological, if you ever find yourself at the mercy of a crying baby, I have just the trick for you. According to the moms of TikTok, crying babies can be silenced by simply tossing some sliced cheese onto their heads. Don't believe me? Check it out. Well, butter my butt and call me Beryl. It worked like a charm. It seems like, yet again, if in doubt, the answer is probably cheese. Though what's likely at play here is the art of distraction. And considering that for most babies the lights are on but no one's home, distraction is as easy as cheese. Better yet, children can also be extremely gullible. Now, as a kid, you probably remember faking being asleep, whether it was to avoid being told off for being awake too late or just to hitch a ride from the car to the house. Well, with this next viral TikTok trend, it seems parents have figured out a cheat code and the kids are falling for it hook, line, and sinker. See for yourself.
If she's really sleeping, her hand would definitely stay up. She's definitely sleeping. Yeah, for sure. Definitely sleeping. Oh, my poor baby, Shoshi. Oh man, she's so tired. Her hand is staying up.
If her arm stays up in the air, she's definitely asleep. I think she's definitely asleep.
Definitely asleep.
Definitely asleep.
I'm gonna try with the other one.
She's in the air. She's definitely asleep. Yeah. Oh man, she's hard sleeping.
Sleeping so good.
Now call me crazy, but I don't think any of those kids were actually sleeping. Kids really will believe anything you tell them. Matter of fact, I'm still waiting for my dad to get back from the grocery store with some milk. Anyway, speaking of daddy issues, this next tot was rendered paternally puzzled when he came face to face with a Halloween decoration at the store.
Jude? Jude, who's that?
Daddy? Daddy? Daddy?
Did you got it?
Is that Daddy?
Dear.
I mean, they do say that parenting ages you. Needless to say that if I were this kid's dad, I'd be feeling pretty insulted. Not to mention in the market for a good moisturizer. Though it seems this fella isn't the only one who unexpectedly ran into his dad at the store. When this next little lady spotted a huge poster of Shaquille O'Neal, she began claiming that it was her daddy.
Who is that?
Daddy.
That's your dad?
Yeah.
Do you love him?
Yeah, he's my daddy. Aw.
Do you love him so much? Blow him a kiss. Say bye, Dad.
Bye, Dad.
Any comments, Big Shaq? You've got a little one who can't wait to meet her daddy. But if there's any time to appreciate Dad and everything he does, then it would be, of course, Father's Day. So you can imagine the delight on this next father's face when his kids treated him to breakfast. That being stale, dry toast topped with a selection of ripened Legos and garnished with a rubbery shark toy. All washed down with 2 tea bags and a puddle of water. And let's be real, we all know there's probably a hint of boogers and fecal matter in there too. But I guess that's just the reality. Kids are, by their very nature, gross little beings who are yet to grasp the concept of hygiene. Be that as it may, I'm sure that as a parent, nothing can prepare you for the day that you discover a drawer full of little Tommy's tinkles. Yep, this little terror repurposed his bedside drawer as an en-suite so he could deposit his nighttime tinkles into it. And judging by his face, he wasn't all that pleased about the expose. All I can say is that thank God there were no turds floating around in there. Speaking of hygiene, there comes a time in all our lives where we transition into awkward teenagers riddled with broken voices, unwanted bodily hair, and the scent of something between an onion and a garlic. Thankfully, we at least have deodorant to deal with that funky stench, though it seems this next girl took the instruction of spray 15 centimeters away very literally. For any preteens watching, I don't mean to scare you, but if you do by any chance spray deodorant 14 centimeters away, there will be certain death. Speaking of hygiene products, it's obviously completely understandable that a 3-year-old would have no idea what a tampon is. I'd be more concerned if they did. Nevertheless, when one little girl saw her mom pull out a tampon, she declared that mommy had a, quote, mouse in her butt. Seems that kid isn't just confused about what a mouse looks like, but a butt too. The mom should just be grateful the kid didn't pull it out. Moving swiftly on, it's no secret that kids love animals. But arguably, not as much as this next child who has a rather strange love for Komodo dragons. Just take a look at this clip of him describing his affections and I'm sure you'll see what I mean.
I really like Komodo dragons.
If you could talk to Komodo dragons, what do you think you'd say to them?
I love you, you're so nice.
What do you think they'd say to you?
I think they would just say thank you.
Do you think they'd say I love you back?
Oh yeah, maybe.
What would you do if you went to Panija?
I would just ride on all the Komodo dragons, but I know that Komodo dragons eat people.
Wait, what?
They eat people.
What?
This special animal eats people.
Are you afraid of them?
Nuh-uh.
Not at all?
Definitely not. They can eat people, which is so special. Even though they might eat me, I still love them.
They're the best, basically, right?
Right, basically.
I would say protect this kid at all costs, but by the sounds of it, he'd much rather be sacrificed to the Komodos in the name of love. I mean, at least he has his ambitions. Speaking of, this next preschooler evidently loved dogs so much that he actually dreamed of becoming one when he grew up. Little did he know that the world now has thriving communities of people who also share the same ambition. They call them furries. Similarly, in a story posted to X, one little girl was horrified when given the news that her older sister was pregnant. Not because of any concerns about teenage pregnancy, of course, but because when she was told she was going to become an aunt, she heard the word aunt. Yes, the natural course of life. Your sister is pregnant and now, young one, you must metamorphose into a tiny 6-legged insect. Life can be so cruel. And the horrors of life only continue as this next little girl was left distraught when her little sister received a flu shot, but she didn't.
Where did we go?
Doctor.
We went to the doctor. How come we went to the doctor?
Because doctor said no.
The doctor said no to what?
Because it's so cold.
The doctor's so busy. What did we go to the doctor to do?
Not go with the shot.
We went to go get a shot. And the doctor said what?
Not going because they're all too busy.
Oh, so did you get a shot?
No.
How come you're sad?
Because that made me cry.
Why did it make you cry?
I got a lucky shot.
Oh, you want a shot? How come you want a shot?
Because I still have lots of bookies in my nose.
Lots of boogies. And you think a shot will help get rid of your boogies? So you want a shot really bad?
Because I got lots of knocks in. Yes, it's a big shot.
Oh, you will get a shot, I promise.
I'm glad her dad understood what she was saying at least, because I was having hella trouble. Nevertheless, she's braver than I am. Whenever I get a shot, I pass out. Anyway, moving on. When one little tyke's witch of a mother told him it was, quote, too nice out to play games inside, his response wasn't quite what she was expecting. That is, he continued to play video games on his laptop, just outside. Smart, but also kinda sad. Like at his age, I was probably climbing trees and eating worms, and look at me, I turned out great. Point is, you should be careful how you choose your words around children, as they'll always look for the loophole. One mom thought she'd made it very clear when she told her son he couldn't eat in the living room or use his iPad in the kitchen. To that, her son cunningly set up camp right between the doorway, with his iPad on the living room side and his food on the kitchen side. Game, set, match. But it's not just this boy who ingeniously outsmarted his mom through the powers of a doorway. When told he wasn't allowed outside, this next little Einstein firmly anchored his tootsies inside, all the while sprawling his body outside. The devil couldn't reach you, so he gave you a cocky child who can find a way to get on your nerves in just about any way imaginable. Similarly, one little girl was told she couldn't walk on the lawn to pick the dandelions, to which she decided to extend her body across the lawn with her feet technically still on the sidewalk. Those dandelions are like crack to kids. Speaking of the dandelions, not the crack, when one mom was attempting to teach her son how to blow a dandelion seeds, they ran into some, shall we say, creative differences.
Here, look, let me show you. Watch. Ready? That's right. You want me to do it again? Oh, don't need it!
By the look on his face, I'm gonna guess he wasn't a fan. But I suppose that's the first thing to know about children. Whatever comes into their path is probably going into their mouth. I should know I've digested my fair share of Legos in my time, and the ejection process isn't pleasant, I can tell you that for free. On the topic of eating unpleasant things, one dad decided to play a prank on his daughter by packing a raw potato into her lunchbox. Humored by the prank, the daughter returned home laughing and placed the potato on the kitchen table, to which her younger brother, clearly not clued in on the absurdity of eating a raw potato, decided to tuck in too. Check it out.
How's your potato? Is it good?
Yeah.
What's it taste like?
Yeah.
So why are you eating it? Is that a nice snack?
Yeah.
Is it a good snack?
Yeah.
Is it like corn on the cob?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
What?
Starch. What's worse is that the kid literally said himself that it tasted, quote, ew, and yet continued to chow down on the raw tater. But hey, I guess this would be a delicacy in Ireland.
Nice.
Oftentimes, though, kids will weirdly choose things that are objectively uncomfortable and make absolutely zero sense. I mean, just check out these siblings who were clearly in no rush to test out their brand new personal couch, since the box that it came in was obviously way more interesting. Money well spent, Mom and Dad. Worse yet, this next little guy somehow managed to chuck his entire mattress out of his cot in favor of something clearly much more comfortable.
How?
Is that comfortable? Sheet off, mattress off, pillow out.
Hey, I have those exact same Minecraft bed sheets. Just the sight of this hurt my janky 30-year-old neck and back. Worse yet, this little one decided to draw herself a pillow on the concrete ground, which was evidently just as comfortable as the real thing in her opinion, as she decided to knock out a few Z's. It seems though that kids can fall asleep just about anywhere in any position. Just take a look at this little fella. To be totally honest, I'm jealous. These days I basically have to be submerged in memory foam just to wake up not feeling like Stephen Hawking. Though that doesn't seem to be an issue for my man here sporting a bottle label eye mask. Ah, comfort at its finest. Speaking of sleep, I think the best sleep I ever got was back in high school chemistry class. Ah, with that old lady's boring voice, I was like a baby to a lullaby. Well, a bunch of school kids decided to play a prank on their teacher by putting a balloon in a hoodie and positioning it on a desk to look like a sleeping student. Hilariously, not only did the teacher make no comment on it, but she even gave it work to do. Clearly a very diligent and alert teacher. Not all concerning that the future of our country somewhat rests in the hands of these educators. I wouldn't fear though, as it seems there are some children out there who are beyond genius. Take for example this kid who figured out exactly how to cheat the system when doing a true or false quiz. That is, they manipulated their handwriting so that the letters could be interpreted as spelling both true and false. Now this is the type of genius that could go one of two ways, Harvard or prison. In a similar vein, when one kid was given a task to write, quote, 5 words you can spell, they literally wrote 5 words you can spell. If you ask me, that's a whole different level of intelligence that even most adults wouldn't consider. This kid's going places. That said, kids are, by their nature, curious and creative creatures, which can often result in genius outside-the-box thinking. Like this little girl who brilliantly figured out that she could trace the shadows of her animal figurines. I mean, the giraffe looks great. As for the silhouette of that elephant, well, it might need a little more work. Kinda reminds me of Tom Curtis's art, where he takes kids' drawings of animals and photoshops them into realistic renditions. And well, the results are hilarious to say the least. As I was saying though, kids are creative beings. So creative in fact that it's probably wise to not leave your kid unsupervised around paint. Let this next clip be a cautionary tale.
Oh mein Gott. Alles voll Farbe. Nein. Meine Güte. Oh Gott. Wie sieht hier aus? Oh, ganze Farbe. Ansgar, was hast du denn gemacht? Как быть подаре?
I think it might have been the kid in the bath covered head to toe in white paint. Needless to say that with not only her entire house drenched in white paint, but the fruit of her womb too, it certainly wasn't a great day to be this mom. You know what they say, one person's misery is another person's monetized YouTube video, am I right? But if that video wasn't already an extremely effective ad for contraceptives, another unfortunate mom found her little terror in a bit of a sticky situation.
Look at me. Oh my gosh. Look up. Ezra, look up so I can...
Gosh.
Wait, leave it alone, come on. Ezra, does it hurt you? Does it hurt you?
No. You're saying ow.
Yikes. This is exactly why I don't have kids. Not because I haven't felt the touch of a woman in years. Anyway, if you thought that was bad, some other kid also fell victim to the slime. Take a look. The real question is, who on earth ever thought it would be a good idea to give kids slime? As we've seen oftentimes when kids make these messes or have been getting up to no good, they epically fail to cover their tracks, making it pretty obvious who the guilty suspect is. So when this next mom noticed some sprinkles had gone missing, she had a good idea of who might have been behind the heinous crime.
John, what are you eating? You didn't eat anything.
Yeah.
John, look at mommy.
Anything.
Are you telling me the truth?
That.
You didn't have any snacks?
Nope.
Let me see. You didn't have any snacks. Open wide, let me see. Really? You didn't have any snacks? John, come here. John, can you explain to me why the sprinkles are empty?
Well, they're not empty.
John, look at me.
They're not empty.
Did you eat those sprinkles?
No. I did not.
You know it's not nice to tell stories and to lie, right? Look at mommy. You're not supposed to lie. Tell me now. Did you eat those sprinkles?
No. I did not. Yo, sprinkles.
John, you have sprinkles on your face.
No. I did not eat sprinkles. Did not.
I mean, this man is clearly innocent. The only plausible explanation is that the sprinkles were planted on him, as John clearly would never do such a thing. However, sometimes the evidence is so undeniable that there really is no option but to admit to the crime.
What are you doing?
Your hand.
What are you doing?
I just eat the chocolate. I'm eating chocolate. I'm eating chocolate. See your hand.
Yeah, dirty hands, no kidding.
I'm eating chocolate.
No.
I like it.
Committed the crime and not even sorry about it. I like this kid. Sure, I imagine that as a parent, kids getting into these messes can be a pain in the ass, but it's great to see kids being kids and not glued to a screen. Unfortunately, we are at the point in evolution where a new human species is on the rise. The iPad kid. The iPad kid is typically characterized by its brattiness, foul attitude, and inability to engage in social situations in favor of watching a Mr. Beast video that has Subway Surfers gameplay in the corner, while they simultaneously play Fortnite on a separate screen. And well, it seems they've gotten so lazy that even holding the iPad themselves is too fatiguing. Yep, this iPad kid came up with a very lazy, albeit genius way to go hands-free with his iPad as he watched it from beneath a glass table. I'm still undecided as to whether this type of thinking puts the future of the human race in a good or terrifying position. Likewise, one kid who said to hell with bananas and put the potassium to much better use in propping up his phone. Nature's iPhone holder, just like the people in the days of yore used to use. But the iPad kid is just symptomatic of the ever more tech-centric world that we live in. Indeed, kids these days are so tech-savvy they could give me a run for my money. Don't believe me? During the COVID lockdown when children had to do remote learning via Zoom, one little genius decided to turn his camera off and put his username as reconnecting, feigning alleged internet issues. Trouble was, while the fellow was clever enough to conceive the idea, he evidently wasn't clever enough to know how to spell reconnecting. And that's the story of how little Jimmy learned it has two ends, not one. Would you look at that, learning without even realizing. And speaking of tech-savvy children, this one here cleverly crafted his very own personal home theater with just a phone in a box. I can imagine that as a parent there's no prouder feeling than finding your child like this. Yep, 9 months of extreme discomfort and hours of agonizing birth for this. In a similar vein of complete disappointment, when one mom dared be so audacious as to ask her son to hang his clothes, she was confronted with this. Oh boy, I'd have been handed chores for a month if I'd ever tried that. Likewise, you can imagine the disdain of this mother when she told her son to put some toiletries in the bathroom and found this. I mean, in his defense, they aren't not in the bathroom, right? Remember, parents, adoption is always an option. Being relatively new to the world, kids can be forgiven for not being able to quite make sense of it. One Reddit poster described how a preschooler thought only mommies pick people up from daycare. So when he saw his teacher getting picked up by his girlfriend, the kid asked the teacher if the woman was his mom. Ouch. My heart goes out to his poor girlfriend. I can only assume she immediately made an appointment with a Botox esthetician. Having said that, if this were Madonna picking up her boyfriend, then I might understand the kid a little better. Speaking of grandmas, when one little guy heard his grandma complain about being cold, he had quite possibly the most heart-meltingly endearing, albeit nonsensical, response. Take a look.
My mom said she's cold, and my son started capturing the heat for her.
No, now isn't that just the sweetest darn thing you ever did see? I guess it's moments like these that truly make you proud to be a parent, even if the kid could do with a few lessons in physics. And on the topic of physics, some brainiac 5-year-old figured out that he could fill his water bottle by overflowing a jug and allowing it to stream from the handle into the bottle. I have to say, for 5 years old, I'm impressed, though not enough to start trying this technique myself. Same goes to the next little boy who figured out that a fan could do all the blowing on his hot pizza for him, meaning every bite was perfectly tempered with zero effort on his behalf. I want to be like this kid when I grow up. Better yet, this genius here figured out a cool and breezy way to beat the heat, positioning a fan in front of his partially open duvet sheet and making a bubble of cool air inside. If anyone needs me, I'll be inside my Minecraft duvet. Likewise, when two kids sharing a bunk bed were faced with the dilemma of which way their fan was directed, they came up with the ultimate hack. Yep, with just a pair of pants, they were able to channel the air in 2 directions to evenly distribute it. Honestly, I'm learning so much from these kids. Sticking with the topic of pants, back in 2019, one 2-year-old had a very specific idea for his Halloween costume. Nope, not a zombie or pumpkin as you might expect, but instead a strong and insistent desire to go as, yep, pants. Literal pants. For Halloween. In that shade of denim? Girl, that really is a scary pair of pants. Oh wait, what? Let's move on. Keeping things festive and scary, one mom thought it might be a nice idea to have a Grinch impersonator visit her kids near the holidays. Though any hope she had of it being a fun and heartwarming experience soon fell on their face in every sense of the phrase. Take a look.
Open the door.
Not quite the reaction I think Mom was expecting. Needless to say that if a strange green man showed up unexpectedly in my house, I might have a similar reaction. That said, if we can just get an action replay of that poor dog caught in the middle, poor Spike almost lost his tail. These are the special moments I'm sure all parents cherish. Sticking to the theme of childhood magic, when one kid was a little dubious about the Tooth Fairy legitimacy, he cleverly decided to carry out his own private investigation. In a story shared to X by his dad, he explained how the kid lost his tooth but kept quiet about it for 3 days. Just as he'd suspected, no money showed up. Having given the Tooth Fairy plenty of chance, he decided to tell his parents about the missing tooth. And lo and behold, the following morning there was cold hard cash beneath his pillow, leading him to conclude that the Tooth Fairy was nothing but a phony. That's some logical thinking. But if you ask me, it was all just a coincidence. I mean, to say the Tooth Fairy isn't real is ludicrous. What's next? Santa Claus? One kid who didn't quite have the same investigative prowess, however, was little 5-year-old Titus. In a story shared to Reddit, one user explained how the lifeguard at the lake they were visiting told everyone to exit the water as they were searching for a 5-year-old boy in blue shorts named Titus. It was at that point that the Reddit user noticed a little boy in blue shorts next to them who said, "Hey, my name's Titus too." Well, isn't that a coincidence, buddy? The story stopped there, though, for some reason, so unfortunately I can't tell you whether or not they ever did find Titus. Jokes aside, kids have an awful habit of going missing. Although it's hard to comprehend just how this little guy managed to find himself on top of a huge shelf at a hardware store. You turn away for 2 seconds and suddenly they're inches away from a life-threatening injury. Parenting truly isn't for the faint of heart. Speaking of missing children, could the owner of this child come and collect him from aisle 10? He seems to have made himself quite at home. As we've come to see throughout this video, kids aren't always the smartest of beings. And as such, there's a special kind of stupidity to be found in this next 9-year-old girl's diary, as she celebrated the 4th of July, or 4th of Julie as she put it. However, the real punchline comes when she writes, "Goodbye 2007, hello 2008. Yeah, who's gonna tell her? Clearly, there's been a slight confusion between the Declaration of Independence and the completion of planet Earth's orbit around the sun. It's an easy mistake. What isn't such an easy mistake, however, is how this young man attempted to make microwave noodles without water. Needless to say, it resulted in microwave go boom boom. Just looking at his face, you can see him contemplating all of his life decisions. But the stupidity only persists with this next little girl. One ex-user, Noor Abadi, was hanging out with her 3-year-old niece when her niece suddenly started crying. Concerned, Noor asked why, only to be told that her niece had just remembered that she'd hurt her leg 3 days ago and forgot to initially cry about it. The inner workings of a child's brain truly is a mystery. I mean, I'm still trying to make sense of why this next kid was left in a puddle of tears because he couldn't carry the bag of dog poop.
Why are you crying? You want to carry the poop?
Yeah.
Okay, here.
Yeah.
Here. Are you happy now?
Yeah.
You are?
Yeah.
Ah yes, there's nothing like a sack full of steaming hot dog to really turn the day around, is there? Every now and then, however, kids can have good ideas. For instance, one Reddit user's kid didn't know the name for an aquarium, so instead asked to go to the, quote, fish museum. I mean, it kinda makes way more sense if you ask me. I might start using that one. Another genius idea from a kid that I might also steal is from this little lady who, as you can see, carries a purse with only the essentials. It's like my grandma always used to say, never leave the house without an emergency fund of cheese puffs. She was a weird lady. But sticking with good ideas, some kid was caught cruising around the neighborhood on a longboard being ingeniously thrust forward by a leaf blower. Not all heroes wear capes. Some ride leaf blower powered longboards. To a similar degree of laziness, this kid was caught prowling the streets with a hoverboard beneath his bike, which arguably defeats the entire purpose of a bike. But hey, at least the kid's out getting fresh air and having fun. I mean, sights don't come much sadder than this kid playing his video games out in the yard. Tag, kissy chase, getting rabies. He doesn't know what he's missing. And if you're a kid who's watching this video right now, well, the show's over. Put down that device, get outside, and go have some fun. If you want to see more great content like this, then head on over to my series about times when parents didn't know whether to laugh or cry. For now, it's ciao ciao from me, and I'll catch you all in the next one.